What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 3 in the 5th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. And the question tells us that after basketball practice, 8 players equally shared 3 large bottles of water, and it asks us what fraction of a bottle did each player get. So in order to do really well on a question like this, you'll need to know how to translate a problem and how to read a word problem carefully, and also how to work with fractions in a very specific way that we'll go over right now. Alright, so if I look at this problem, I can see the word each, and the word each tells me that I'm going to multiply. And so what that tells me is, since I have what fraction of a bottle did each player get, that tells me that I'm going to multiply my fraction by my players to get the total number of bottles of water. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of the information that I know. It asks what fraction of a bottle did each player get. So my fraction space is just going to be a blank space for now. Hashtag Taylor Swift. And then if I'm multiplying by my players, I know that that's 8 players. So some number times 8 equals, and they shared 3 large bottles of water. So now that I have this equation here, something times 8 equals 3, I'm going to go ahead and use a fact family trick to rearrange this. And I'm going to say that if I know that this number times 8 equals 3, then I can flip this around and say that 3 divided by 8 equals that number. And now the only thing I have to do left here is take 3 divided by 8 and write it as a fraction. Fractions are another way of dividing. That's one of the quick, basic ideas that this question is testing your knowledge on and trying to get you to remember and use for this, which means my fraction of a bottle that every player is going to get is 3/8. And now I'm going to do something that I didn't do on the 3rd or 4th grade questions when I made those videos. I'm going to actually try to test this out and make sure that 3/8 times 8 will in fact give me 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my over 1 here. So I'm doing 3/8 times 8 over 1. And now I just have to multiply across my numerators and denominators. 3 times 8 gets me 24. 8 times 1 gets me 8. Now the question is it true that 24 divided by 8 equals 3? The answer is yes. So I know that 3/8 checks out as my answer, and I know that my answer is C.